Greetings and welcome, everyone. It's All You Can Geek Gamecast episode 710. I'm one of your hosts, Jim Gass, joined by Mike Snavy,
What's up?
Corey Feinsod,
Ahoy!
and Tony Corkinides.
Hey.
Welcome, guys. Welcome, listeners. Welcome, viewers. We are live on Twitch Tuesday nights. Please join us for these live broadcasts. If you can't be here, all of our stuff's over on YouTube because Twitch doesn't store this crap. They just delete it, and it's gone forever. And so, if you want to go back to the old episodes, which, funny enough, we found out that we had been doing this for now 14 years. Very long time. But if you would like to see these older ones, not all of them are on YouTube, but a lot of them are on YouTube. Some of the older ones, it's fine, guys. It's fine.
I think
but
the first like 100 or 200 we don't have up there, something like that.
yeah, I definitely the first 100. But those were done on like a little hand recorder thing, and like that was a lot of different works. Oh man, brings back times, brings good memories.
Talking
A lot of Mass
about
Effect
Smallville episodes, yeah, Mass
Smallville
Effect
and Mass
2,
Effect 2.
and if they can pull off Avengers.
Yes,
Yep.
yes. So, all right, guys, what have we been up to? Corey.
I finished Final Fantasy.
Like,
Nice.
yeah, you beat me. Oh,
All I have to say is, what the fuck? That's all I
I
have to
didn't get
say.
to watch it yet. I don't know yet. I don't know, but have you never played Final? Like, did they differentiate? Did they
Yeah.
they deviated a lot?
Yeah.
Oh.
You're saying you're playing the game, Jim.
I know. I mean, I don't think it's like, but there's like
The
it's
thing
some
is, like,
deviation with what happened.
so when you finished remake, it's like, oh, they just left it wide open to like be like, hey, we can do whatever we want in the next game, right? We've
Sure.
set that table of we can do whatever we want, and then they play with those expectations. With
All right. I just know that like for me, like it's been different, but mostly it's the same. So it's like as I'm playing, I'm remembering, oh yeah, I was here, like the golden saucer and stuff like that. I was like, I remember all of this stuff, and it's fun.
it's one of those things where it's like, I'm like, I don't know what the fuck is going on right now. Like, what did this? Like, I can't remember. It's like, is this? I was like, I don't think this is right. And then, yeah, it's just weird. So like, I don't know. I need to dissect what's happening here a lot. So yeah,
Okay.
I'll have to wait until you finish there.
Yeah,
But
I hope that. I mean,
I think
I'm looking forward to that. I'm actually looking forward to
I
it.
don't know if like
Wait.
the emotional aspect was like they manipulate that for me a little bit where I was like, am I supposed to feel the way I'm feeling right now? I don't know. Like I don't know if I like it. So,
No, I mean, I don't know.
yeah.
We'll see. I don't know the context of that at least, but I do know the
Mhm.
story, obbly, normally. But
I mean,
I'm
the
I'm
thing
excited.
is, yeah,
I mean, yes, they
it's a
deviated a
great
little bit.
game. The game's amazing. Like the
Yeah.
amount of work they put into this game and the amount of stuff you can do in this
Oh,
game.
I mean,
I think I ended. I don't know how long your playthrough was, Tony, but like I ended at like 52 hours, I think.
Yeah, probably something like that.
yeah. I'm at what am I at 32 right now, I think. So I
Okay.
just started chapter 11. So
Yeah.
oh Jesus.
Yeah, like I said though,
Oh,
like
sorry.
the one thing I don't like is when they force you to play as someone that you don't necessarily want to play as. That I do not appreciate.
I will
Yeah.
But I
say that
understand
I
it.
will say that
Real
I was
quick,
shocked that what's that?
I'm gonna interrupt you, Jim, because I listened to the podcast just for quality check. You absolutely need to be leveling up a second set of materia for characters.
Oh, don't worry, I have been doing that.
Okay,
Yeah,
well last
yeah.
week you
Oh, yeah,
weren't. You said you
that's right.
weren't. You're like,
I know,
I'm just swapping
I
my
know,
materia, and I think I was
but I
thinking, I was like,
have been.
if you
No,
don't do this, you're gonna be
no,
so upset later on. Like
Also,
you're
do
gonna be
you have
no,
so
Phoenix,
upset.
Jim? Do you have Phoenix?
no. I don't have
Phoenix is
Phoenix.
like lifesaver
Well,
Yeah,
summon.
we'll see.
Like I don't know, Tony, if you relied on Phoenix a lot, but I
Look,
heavily
guys.
like
did you?
I
rely
mean,
on
I am
Phoenix
an
summon.
Elden Lord. I'm an Elden Lord. It doesn't matter. It's fine. It's fine. I like how Tony did the laugh, looking away. That was good. No, I mean, I am leveling my characters up. Most of my RPGs I play, I forget to go to the tree and level them up. Remember?
No,
Whenever
I
I
know
play
that's
these
what I'm
RPGs,
talking about. Like, because I remember that
I'm
Tales
doing
of
that.
game.
Yeah, I
Mhm.
know. I remember because
Also,
I've been
the
that way.
synergy abilities
Yes.
don't underestimate
They're
those. Those
super
No,
good.
are
Yeah.
I've been developing that, and so what I'm starting to do now is put in materia to level them up. I don't play as many different characters, but I would like to say that I have to play as Red 13.
You don't even need to play them for like they could just be in the back party and they'll level up the material.
No, I had to play as him in chapter 10 for his part. Yeah, so I actually like playing as him. I realized building his staggers pretty quick and easy. I really like that, and I actually like playing as Barrett when I have a freaking
I played Barrett more than I played Cloud. I think
I loved it. Oh yeah. But Tifa's usually my starter, and then I'll flip the Cloud to get some stronger magic materia out. But what I started to do was
synergize with Barrett, get them 3 ATB. Stars, man.
Oh, that's great. I love doing that. Absolutely. But like I do start, I'm swapping material out that's maxed, and I'm starting to put in level up other things. Just that's what I'm starting to do. And I bought a whole extra set. I bought a whole extra set of materia. So I have like
all right, good.
I was like,
if you don't have a second set of materia for the other party members, you're gonna be so upset.
It's leveling it up, and I'm trying to I don't have it assigned to them though. Maybe should I do that?
What do you mean?
Every character should always have materia
on. Yeah, it's gonna level up as you go. Like I think by the time I ended, like everything was maxed out, like pretty much.
The ones that aren't assigned are maxed, but they may not be assigned because I'm like they're just not assigned because I just didn't go back to equip those characters. So I should go back and at least equip them.
How else are you leveling them up?
They're getting levels.
No, the material.
Well, they're not getting levels if they're not in
because they're my group uses the lower level materia, so I'm leveling up my materia in my party. I'm saying the people that aren't in my party don't really have full equipped materia at the moment. They're not like
just put it on them. Why wouldn't you do that? They're in the background when you're playing. They're doing things like Aerith will poke stuff like.
Sounds very complicated.
It's not. It's
there
Jim is making
a lot
it complicated.
I'm not making it complicated. I don't need to. I don't need this. I'm by myself.
Difficult for himself. That's all.
I am an Elden Lord. Goddammit! You speak to me with respect. No.
With respect.
Do you guys think, from the perspective of someone who has never played a minute of any Final Fantasy game, that these 2 remakes and I guess whatever's coming next would be a place to start, or would I be missing
this game
the point of everything?
The remake is a good spot to start. I think it's great. I think it's a great game to experience on your own because it's new. There's tons of new stuff they're throwing in here, like Corey said. So
I would say yes, with the caveat that there are things that happen in the story that they intend for the audience to have played for a greater effect. Like something will happen, a character will appear, and if you played the games before, like the previous one,
like this holster you're giving me,
it'll be like, oh, okay. But if you haven't, you're just like, all right, who's this dude? And that's kind of like an MCU movie. It's like, who's this?
So
dude?
I think
it's like
I don't think Mike would like Final Fantasy Rebirth.
I don't
think so either.
I don't.
What is this a turn-based game or not?
No, it's not.
No,
it's not. But I don't think you would like it.
Is it too anime?
It's very anime.
You think?
It is. Yeah,
it's very anime. This is not the one like an RPG. Like obviously you have like you've played the Yakuza RPG one, but like I don't think I would say for you, Mike, this would be the one I would recommend first. Personally.
Yeah, I mean its style is very close to the way that game played, like a dragon. It does play like that a lot.
Yeah, I mean, if anything, I would say like if you have PS Plus, if you ever subscribe to the, I think middle tier or whatever it is, you can play Remake for free, or whatever. It's on the catalog or whatever like that.
Yeah, which I might do that for God of War. I think God of War's on there, Ragnarok.
So. It might be.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just don't think you don't really like fantasy stuff.
It's the story. It's the environment that I don't think fits for you.
I think 7 is actually more cyberpunkish or
steampunk. 7 remake.
Yeah.
But that's why I said Rebirth. I don't think he would be.
No, Rebirth is kind of the point of the story, isn't it? So we'll see. All right.
Yeah, I mean, who knows? I never thought you would like Yakuza, so I could be totally wrong.
All right. What else? What else have we been playing, Tony?
So I actually started a game that I never thought I would go back to, I guess, ? But I don't know how. I just got roped into playing Fortnite, and I'm actually having a lot of fun.
Are you playing Fall Guys in Fortnite?
I did play Fall Guys in Fortnite, but I remember a while ago we had mentioned like, oh, they're doing a zero build mode. Because I don't know if you guys remember, but when Fortnite came out, I think season 2 or whatever, I tried it,
Yeah.
and my first game, I got to like the top 2, top 3, whatever, and I
Right.
just couldn't find my
People are
last
just so
opponent.
fast.
And they were just building, and they literally had a fucking tower, and I was just like, wait, what? And by the time I even realized what was going on, like all they had to do was like shoot down and kill me, and I was like, and it sounded my experience because it was like
high ground,
this,
Anakin.
yeah, exactly. It's so stupid. I was like, I want to play a shooter. I don't want to build a fucking Minecraft, creation to fucking play this. So I just stopped. But now with zero build, as in like there's no building at all, I was like, oh, this is actually a very competent third person squad, battle royale shooter and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And this season in particular, they have cars that you can hop in, and you can mod them with like weapons and things to make them more durable, nitro, stuff like that. So you kind of get a little twisted metal in there right now, and I was like, holy shit, this is really fun. Part of it too is like I'm really good at this. Like I'm not even trying to be like a humble brag about this, but like I just assume I'm facing a lot of kids. Because like straight up, I think I got second in my second game, and I got first in my first 8 games or something like that. And I was like wrecking what I assume are kids.
Well, I'm assuming you're starting at the bottom too, right? So you're in like that beginner.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. Because like there's this one time I took out an entire squad by myself. Like they all jumped me, and I was just like, wait a second, they're not even hitting me. Like I'm just doing like basic like movements like back and forth and whatnot. And I just took them all out, and I was like, did I just beat up a bunch of kids? And like that's how I tell myself like, yeah, I just beat up a bunch of kids and stuff like that. But yeah, and then Jim, the character for this season was Magneto. So I got his skin.
Dude, his
skin. His powers are so busted.
His parachute, parachute. I mean, I'm saying power.
Yeah.
His parachute,
glider, yeah.
like animation. So like in in Fortnite, you go down and then you have to parachute down so you don't crash. He just like goes like this and he starts building stairs out of metal.
Yeah,
like
he just uses metal and just like keeps moving.
Cool. Instead of getting like a little glider thing or whatever, he's like building stairs to walk down. It's like amazing. Awesome. Yeah. I was like, oh.
And then the gimmick weapon for the season is his gauntlets. So you get the powers of magnetism. So one of them is like you like right click and you'll form like a shield in front of you out of metal to block projectiles, obviously. Or there's other one you kind of hover in the air and then you shoot like a ball of metal, and it like can do like I think 95 damage or something like that if you do a direct hit, which is like ridiculous OP because I think your max is like 250 or something like that. So like you can just really hurt people.
I like to hear that.
And it's a good counter for the vehicles. Like it just does so much damage and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I've been having a blast with that. The next season,
it's not going anywhere either. Too, it's like I was gonna say like they just announced a lot of stuff.
The season that's starting on Friday is the Doom season. So Doctor Doom is going to be the big bad villain. I think like Emma Frost and Gwenpool are showing up and stuff like that. So whatever. I don't know. I've been having a lot of fun. I'm not sure how long I'm going to play it, but for like the 4 days I've been playing it, I've been having a lot of fun. Which I'm like, damn, they fucking got me. So
yeah,
cool. All right. Who do we go?
I mean, you could watch we just talked about D23. You could have watched D23 in Fortnite.
Yep.
That's kind of cool. All right. Corey? Did we go to you yet?
No, yeah, we talked about Final Fantasy.
That's right.
I finished it.
Mike then.
So yeah, I was away like for a little bit, but when I'm away I normally play some games, and I was just played with my family, and we played
Wii.
Yes.
We knew it.
No.
Nintendo Wii.
We did do that, but I'm not counting that. We always do that when we're there. But, we played a Hercule Poirot, Agatha Christie's character. We played a mystery game starring him on the Switch. It was pretty jank, but we got through that. And then after that, I was still in the mystery mood, so I did through Game Pass Curse of the Golden Idol, which was, I think it was released everywhere last year, but it was just put on Game Pass like about a month ago. And it's a mystery game where you have like static scenes, or not quite static. There's like a little bit of like a time loop thing that happens, and basically need to determine what happened in each scene and then move on, fill out like a journal find clues, and then there's a consistent story that goes forward. And it's pretty hard. You have to really think and not, get hung up with certain assumptions because there's always little tricks here and there. So, pretty good mystery game if you're into that. It's got some pretty creepy vibes, but nothing actually scary happens other than the weird stuff that happens in the story. So, into like puzzles and mystery, I would say give that game a look. It's on Game Pass. That's
Nobody here
about
has
it
Game Pass
as
but you.
far as new stuff. I'm talking to everyone else.
I'm pretty sure nobody else has Game Pass either.
Everyone has Game Pass. It's at its critical mass.
Mm-hmm.
You can't get more people.
That's the problem.
Yeah. All right. Let's get into this news, guys. Let's lead it off with KRAFTON. KRAFTON.
Hero of the
KRAFTON is
week.
they have purchased the IP of Hi-Fi Rush as well as the company. So that's good news for us all. That is they called it a strengthens global presence through strategic integration of Tango Gameworks and Hi-Fi Rush IP, which is a big thing. So they got that from Microsoft or whoever. Did Tango own that game, or was it Microsoft own that?
Own what?
The IP.
Of course they own the IP.
Hi-Fi Rush.
Why wouldn't they own the IP?
So they got that in that deal, which was great. I didn't know they owned it. So that was awesome. So good news, because that studio did not deserve to be shut down or closed. And after winning the awards they did for that game, and I'm glad to see that they're going to get to work on a sequel to Hi-Fi Rush. So that's awesome news.
Yeah, it's good news. They didn't get the rights for what is it? Evil Within and
Evil Within, yeah.
The other one they worked on, Tokyo
Ghostwire
or
Ghostwire
whatever.
Tokyo?
Ghostwire.
Yeah.
Tokyo.
Yep.
Which is unfortunate because I'm like, Microsoft, this is worthless to you. Like, who else are you going to get to work on this? So
Yeah.
Whatever. It wasn't like it wasn't 100% win, but still a 90% win is better than
Good win.
nothing.
I mean, you get the people behind the games.
Yeah, and you know what? I fucking hope. I hope now this the sequel does phenomenally for them, where it's like cool.
Oh yeah, me too.
Like
when you posted this news, I was like, now hit it. Like awards, sales, just knock it out of the ballpark.
Yeah.
That's what I'm hoping for. All right, let's see. Warner Brothers, which we all know is doing terrible. We talked about this, I think, last week. They're looking at now officially licensing out their franchises to make more video games from other studios, not themselves. So, including Batman, Harry Potter, Justice League, Looney Tunes, all those games. They're looking at having studios make them.
Yeah,
into
it's
video
weird.
games,
It's like
them.
they saw Marvel licensing their properties out, and sometimes making money, not all the time, but mostly. It's like, oh, I guess maybe that's better than us just fucking spending like 8 years doing Suicide Squad and losing a bunch of money.
Yeah. I mean, this is what they should have been doing. Like they say, they're not wrong. They have a shit ton of IPs essentially, and they're doing nothing with them. Game of Thrones is another one, right? Game of Thrones is another one we could say. How's there not really been games? Huh?
The more that these IPs that I generally like, most of them, not controlled by this company, the better. So
Yeah, sadly.
I'm all for it. And also, I'm kind of done with Rocksteady now too, after Suicide Squad. So get Batman out of there. Someone else, give it a try.
Yeah. So we'll see.
The weird thing is, I saw somebody on, I think it was Twitter or Reddit, one of the two, was saying that he was a former Warner Brothers employee, and he got to see some of the language around the agreement, because they're like, oh, they tried this years ago, but they had some weird stipulations in place that hey, you can make we'll sell you the rights to Mortal Kombat, but you gotta pay astronomical licensing
royalties
fees and stuff, royalties.
Yeah,
and it's why wouldn't you just make your own fucking game at this point, right? Or something like that. Or they would sell I think the implication too was oh, we'd sell you NetherRealm Studios, but you would have to pay us for the Mortal Kombat to use it. Now we're not gonna sell you the IP, but we'll sell you the rights to use the IP. But it's NetherRealm Studios without fucking Mortal Kombat. Nobody would want that. That just doesn't make sense.
No.
So.
Yeah. No.
We'll see what this is going to be then. Well, maybe it'll be the same. Go on.
Yeah.
Corey.
No, I was gonna say like in like the IP they've done it before. Like they didn't they license out Game of Thrones like
Telltale.
Telltale
Telltale, yeah. I mean, that's
like so
yeah.
they got a taste of that.
Exactly
Like how
okay.
could you not like hey like this is easy. We just give us money and you can use this character. It's
When
like
their CEO are
I
changing
mean,
every like 5-6 years, it's
yeah.
hard.
20 years ago, everything was licensed out all the time, like
Mhm.
willy-nilly almost. Everyone
Yeah.
had their
It
own
was
thing,
cheaper
and
then.
no one really cared. But
It's way
it's
cheaper
different
then.
now, where superhero franchise, especially, like everyone sees that as something you got to hold on to. So, see what happens here. Who knows? And by the way, where is that Wonder Woman game? Monolith, I think, right? Like, when is that coming? What's going on with that?
Probably
I mean,
next year.
I would not expect it ever at this point, but
Never.
we'll see. Yeah. All right. Yeah, I mean, they have such an easy like low. They haven't done a Game of Thrones game like they could do it like The Witcher or something like that. You know what I mean? Like they have the IP that and an idea of a game, and they could just they haven't done it yet, which is crazy. Like nobody wants to do this apparently. So
Too
speaking of
late
The
now.
Witcher, speaking of The Witcher,
Hey, look what you did there.
Witcher 4. That was a forced one. Witcher 4 update. Geralt won't be the main protagonist of the game.
We knew this.
That's what I was
I
like
did not.
confused. I was like, I thought this is old
I
news.
did
We
not know
talked
this.
about
Is
this.
this old news? I saw
Oh,
this
we
on.
knew
This
this.
was.
I
They just talked about this in an
they've
interview. Geralt voice actor Doug Cockle.
Yeah, but the
the
company.
news is that he will be in the game at
Well, he's gonna
all.
be in the
It's
game, but he's. But I didn't think he was the main. I thought he was the main protagonist, though. I missed this. When did I miss this?
They talked about it. They're like, moving
I
forward,
mean,
his
I don't
story is
know.
done. It's going to
Okay.
be Siri for the most part.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
yeah.
Either I don't know if there's something was officially said, but people have said like, yeah, this is not going to be Geralt. No.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see then. All right. I was
No, it
wondering
is
your.
interesting that that he's in the game still, and that the voice actor is going to
He's in the
perform
game.
as him
Yeah,
again.
he is. Yeah, that's
So
who
we'll
was
see how
talking about
that
it.
goes.
So, all right. Let's see. Naughty Dog. Oh yeah, the Naughty Dog news. So Jason Schreier on, I guess he's on a podcast.
Yeah,
He
he's
has
on
a podcast.
it's
Yeah.
Skill Up's podcast. It's called God, I forgot what it's called. Friends per second, FPS.
Okay.
That's right.
On there talking about the Last of Us online game that was never released, that was canceled. We got some details from it. It's kind of crazy. Um, yeah, so was in development for around 4 years, with teams in the hundreds, with a team in the hundreds. Very expensive and made some heads roll at Sony as a result. That's what Schreier had said on this podcast. Interesting, like not interesting, but like, I mean, I didn't realize it was in development that long. They just scrapped it. It was that bad?
Yeah, it's been that
Well, it
many
was
years since Last of Us
originally.
2.
I was gonna say it was like
Sounds like it,
originally
yeah.
Last of Us 2 was supposed to come with multiplayer mode, and
Yeah.
then they broke it out because it was gonna be too big. And because like people liked the original Last of
Yeah,
Us
factions.
multiplayer. It was
Mhm.
unique, it was different, and
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
they were gonna expand on that in two, and then two just became a bigger game that they're like, oh, we gotta focus on the single player, so we're gonna break off the multiplayer and come a little bit later. But that's always was the plan. Like Last of Us 2 was on PS4, so
Yeah. No, I mean it's just insane. Like the amount of money that probably went into this as a loss factor for Sony's got to be insane
I
for
just
that.
it's insane that they have an IP so popular that they didn't put out another game just to cash in on it. I'm surprised.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the
Yeah.
thing is,
How
like,
bad must it have been?
I don't think it was a bad
That's the
thing at
thing.
all because when we talked about it, I want to say at the beginning of the year, when they made, or towards the beginning of the year, because Naughty Dog officially came out and made the statement like, hey, it got canceled. We're not working on this anymore. And part of the reason was they said the path forward are either to turn the entire studio into a farm machine to create content for this game, which would obviously prohibit them from doing single player experiences, which they are still very much interested in doing, because that's where they got their notoriety from. So it read to me like it was more of a studio head, like, hey, we don't want to be doing, like, we don't, Naughty Dog does not want to become a games as a service studio, and that was the only way, because we talk about it all the time, scope creep, where it's like it can't just be a mode, right? It can't just be like an online little mode and we'll release a couple updates, maybe a year or something like that. It's like, nope, we got to come out kind of like Fortnite. Like I was just saying, it's like we're gonna have an update every other month. We're gonna have DLC every other week or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, look at what happened to Halo Infinite. You don't have content, just game just dies.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's probably an aspect of it, but I sort of read that as like the PR response. You also heard that Bungie came. Obviously, he talks about Bungie on this podcast as well, some Schreier problems, but their layoffs. But we remember that they said that they came and looked at this and just said, no, this isn't going to work, basically, to them.
Yeah, I mean, like, that's true for sure. Like, I know that was said, but at the same time, if we're talking about modern Bungie, like, how much does that actually matter, right? Like,
Matter to them, I would think.
I don't know. Well, I'm just putting Bungie's credibility right now into
more valid.
Question.
Yeah, it makes it more valid as far as that it doesn't want to. They don't want to get stuck doing Last of Us multiplayer for the next 10 years or whatever. Like, they don't want to have to support that and still be able to make their Last of Us Part 3 or whatever they're gonna do.
Right, and that's apparent because I mean, again, they're like, it should have been included with Last of Us Part 2. It increased scope. That's, I'm pretty sure, almost the exact words they used. It's grown in size or capacity or whatever. So it's going to come down the road. That's literally what they said. And then it's like, oh, well, now it's its own thing. And then it got delayed. And it's, oh, hey, it's canceled, by the way. Which just goes to show, like, I mean, 4 years of full development, more than 100 developers working on it. I mean,
yeah,
that's a lot of money. That's tens of millions of dollars, if not hundreds of millions.
Yeah, I'm curious to see some of the assets and some of the stuff that they built for this and other things.
Absolutely, I'm sure they'll get some of it, use of some of it. Probably like some of the environments and whatever. It'll be like, this is weird. Why is this weird, like, multiplayer looking environment in a single player game? Right?
Why are we in this arena right now?
Why are we in an arena? But it's crazy to me that, again, we're 4 years into the PlayStation 5's life cycle. And all they've done is remaster Last of Us 1 and 2.
Remasters. A lot of remasters, yeah.
It's crazy too, because we've even talked about how Uncharted, like, we've had 3 Uncharteds in a span of like when we had
PS3.
So within one generation, where like we have no new Naughty Dog games on PS5.
Crazy. It's a crazy world. So, all right. That's it for the news. That's going to wrap it up for this episode, folks. So thanks for tuning in. Once again, we are live on Twitch Tuesday nights at 8 o'clock. Please join us for these conversations. You can chat with us, ask us questions, or add to the conversation. If you're not on live, we have YouTube over there. Subscribe, and then you can leave us a comment there, and we'll chat with you guys. Give us a thumbs up. We'll see you guys next week. We are out.